And for the Corsairs, they converted 62% on third down, fifth best coming into the game. Let's see what they do here. 7-step drop from Caswell. And down he goes.
There you go. Shout out to the defense, able to hold them to a field goal attempt. And not bad, given the progress that Queen City made going down the field.
Billy Ray Valentine and Joshua Williams combine on the sack. Valentine got there first with a great move to the inside.
As I was watching the Atlanta D line there on this drive, reminded of the line from Major League where they want to take the pitcher out, and he says, I'm throwing everything up there. I got it, including the kitchen sink, and they were running twists and stunts and the whole schmear, and they finally get to Caswell.
James Schroll to try the field goal attempt from 32, and it's good. So it's 6:07 to go into first. Queen City is out in front of Atlanta, 3-0. According to our friends at Jack's Data, the Corsairs are favored by 3, over under 30.5. The return by the Swarm will see their first possession started to 23. So Brian Dynasty comes out for his first drive of the game, and for Mr. Dynasty, a bit of a rough game. 53 pass attempts, 295 yards, 3 touchdowns, but unfortunately for him, 5 interceptions.
5, count them 5. It's been a pick fest lately in the SFL, hasn't it, Colin?
And his first pass today, way down the field, is caught for yardage. That is Jamal Wooding, number 86, the tight end. Good enough for a first down.
No pick on that play, and that's exciting for Atlanta to be able to get out to near midfield.
In between the defenders, as Atlanta starts things off good. Dynasty has Hollywood in the backfield along with fullback Mitchell O'Brien, the 2 tight ends, Jamal Wooding, he already caught one pass, and the rookie Will Todd. Wide receivers are Siege Falco and Boot Chisholm. Play action by Dynasty. Deep drop back. Fires it out. Complete to Todd. And Todd, the rookie, drafted in the first round, 12th overall, already has 1 catch. He had 1 catch for 11 yards in the entire game last week.
Got a nice hard play fake on that play. And in one of the more obvious comments, if you can get the running game going, especially off the play action, the passing game comes to life.
Here's Hollywood. He gets a touch out of the backfield, and he gets a first down to 41. Had only 19 combined total touches, 16 carries, and 3 receptions last week. So they definitely want to get him his touches early. And we'll introduce the Corsair defense when we have a moment after this play here from Atlanta, 1st and 10 on the Corsair 41-yard line. Dynasty back to throw. He's been perfect so far, and that streak continues as he picks up 9 to Boo Chisholm, number 80. For Chisholm, he had 9 grabs for 142 yards and a pair of touchdowns. For context, he had 3 catches for 19 yards in week 1, so talk about blowing your stats out of the water. Here's Hollywood, gets the carry, and BDG Hollywood picks up the first down, shows off some of the moves. As we take a look at this Corsair defense, Jeff Duffy, 7th-year man, all with Queen City, is the defensive end along with Digger Graves. Tackles are Tina Begin and David Tilley. Jared Crow and Sean Moore and Amu Afalabi are the linebackers. Cornerbacks are Pharaoh Rains and Ted Haynes. Free safety is King Jamal. Albert Begin is the other free safety along with Kappa Jones at strong safety as the pass is complete This time to Siege Falco down to the Corsair 19.
Falco gets inside leverage and just a short drop and a quick release. Picks up the first down. And if those are available, no reason to not keep taking those, Colin. You can march yourself right down the field into the red zone, which has happened.
3 receivers to the bottom, 1 isolated top side for Dynasty. And their second-year passer completes this one over the middle. First down. First and goal to the 7. Has complete to number 83 of the Swarm, Devin Lee. It'll be first and goal from the 7 in the throwing Hawaiian from Honolulu. Has his team set up in the red zone, deep in the red zone, first and goal. As they come out with 3 backs, O'Brien is the fullback. Todd is the other man joining O'Brien as Hollywood gets stopped for no gain on that play. Tackle made by a guy who's very active, Jared Crow, 45.
Everybody knew that was going to be a run play, or 90% sure it was going to be a run play. And it was just, who can out execute the other guy. And that time, Queen City takes it.
Here's Hollywood again, gets the swing, tries to stay in bounds with the spin, but he cannot. But he gets to the 5 to set up a 3rd and goal.
Atlanta will be fine with a field goal attempt, but obviously right on the doorstep here. They'd like to punch it in.
Corsairs coming into the...
Yes.
Atlanta coming into the game converts 60% on 3rd down. Let's see what they do here. Deep drop back from Dynasty, fires to the end zone, touchdown.
There you go.
To Jamal Wooding, who makes his second big catch of the drive, this one for 6 points.
See, Wooding makes the hard cut and gets in front of the defender, and nice little pitch and catch there. I don't want to say that was too easy because everybody worked hard on that, but they made it look easy, Colin.
That's a 5-yard touchdown for Bryant Dynasty to Jamal Wooding. It was a 10-play, 77-yard drive. Response to Queen City's drive of 12 plays, 59 yards. So a pair of double-digit drives to start off the ball game. Sammy Steele, extra point is up and good, and we have a 7-3 game with 1:42 in the first.
Well, we will point out that the Rick Meter has made the trip here to Buffalo with the full staff. The Neon is neoning. The rebuilt German U-boat diesel engine is humming along. And watching intently here as we get into the second quarter, we'll be issuing our first set of readings.
Here's the return by Ochoa. Cuts up field nicely and gets knocked down at the 24. First and 10 for the Corsairs. They drove the ball nicely down on their first drive.
Atlanta was able to stall them out just short of the goal line, force them to a field goal. Let's see what Queen City's offense can do on this drive. See if they can match their production and possibly stick it in the end zone this time.
Bunch to the bottom. Here's the give to 0, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 1. This Atlanta rush defense is stingy. They only give up 89 rushing yards a game coming in. Through 2 games.
Precisely how they started their first drive with a handoff to Jet 0. Then they got themselves going.
2 receivers to the top. Caswell under center. Back to throw. Down the middle. It's tipped and nearly intercepted by Moose Papanow. Pass intended for Curtis, but nothing doing.
Can we just say that should have been intercepted?
Paul Finnegan had the initial deflection.
Right. Oh.
Playing in the deep zone.
His momentum was carrying him away from where he really wanted to be. As you see, I got it. It's kind of behind me. Oh, well, that's a break for Caswell and Queen City as they get second life here on this drive.
3rd down and 11.
It is a long putt to pick up the first down and retain possession.
They need to get just past the 30-yard line, close to the 35.
Gonna throw 4 wide at him.
Caswell down the middle, knocked away. More brilliant zone coverage. Finnegan again with the deflection.
Wow, Finnegan's Island there. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tail.
So 4th and 11, and we get our first punt of the day, and it is from Greg Morrison. He's sending it back just a little past his own 10-yard line.
Atlanta should have reasonable field position resulting from this kick, Colin.
Casey Morgan, the returner for Atlanta.
Atlanta's got the return on. Yeah,
he gets it up to the 42. That's where the swarm will start. Ryan Dynasty was perfect on his last drive throwing the football. He was 8 for 8 for 74 yards and a touchdown. Let's see if he can continue taking good care of the football here. Here's Dynasty. Throws it out to Hollywood. Hollywood has all kinds of running room and steps out of bounds at the Corsair 47.
Hey, we also want to welcome Denver, the service dog, here in the booth with us today in Buffalo. Made the trip.
Hollywood again catches that pass out of the backfield. And already he has many receptions and more yards than he did all of last game. Although he's 2 carries for 3 yards. So he's made his impact early in the receiving game, not in the running game. 2 tight ends the same side. 2 receivers to the bottom. Dynasty throws the outcut to Falco, and that's a 2-yard pickup. Second and 8.
As Denver voices his approval with that song. That's that play. Look at me go. Tucker good or better.
Second and 8. This will likely be the last play of the quarter if they get it off. And they will. And it'll be a Bryant Dynasty pass to Chisholm. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Atlanta in front, 7-3. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Buffalo, New York. Queen City Corsairs down 7-3, but they're faced with a 3rd and 5. Colin Northrup and Rick Northrup in the broadcast booth with you. Phil Cause and Greg Soto on stats as Brian Dynasty throws it out again to Hollywood, and he picks up the first down with ease.
That's a nice play. And, you know, there's a lot of great players here in the SFL is certainly the thing to be, or the thing to follow. And I want to tell you about getting some apparel. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. And we've got a sweet SFL flag that we bring with us to every game and hang in the booth.
3 wide receivers for Atlanta. Dynasty, down he goes for the first sack, and there he is. Jeff Duffy, he was quiet for a whole quarter, did not have a sack last week, but he more than makes up for it here.
He found his voice just like Denver found his voice a few minutes ago.
And speaking of Mr. Duffy, he's third all-time with 95 sacks. That is career sack number 96. And he is 134 tackle for loss coming in. He's the franchise leader in both categories. But he's fifth all-time in league history for that as Hollywood gets the carry and only manages to pick up one. That sets up a third down and very long 15. But Sammy Steele does have a leg, folks.
And one thing that you mentioned there, Colin, that says it all is franchise leader. Man, that's my goal. I want to be the franchise leader of something.
Here's Dynasty, quick out route. Caught. It'll be 6 yards short of 6, but it sets him up an easy field goal range for Mr. Steele.
For some reason, all the out routes are being executed very well today, Colin. That spares our listening audience my ranting about poorly executed quick outs.
Sammy Steele, the only kicker in the Simulation Football League to hit multiple 50-yard field goals.
Was that a heavy sigh? Excuse me.
This one will be from the right hash. It could be, it might be, it is good. From 42 yards away, Sammy Steele makes the field goal with 9:28 to go in the first half of play here.
Well, look at that. Your Atlanta Storm.
The Swarm.
Atlanta Storm. Atlanta Storm. Bleh. Your Atlanta Swarm. Up 10-3 here in the early sledding in the second quarter. Somebody contain Mark Chisholm.
Here's Steele ready to kick this away to Christopher Ochoa. And he puts his whole foot into this one. Ochoa, a few yards deep at the end zone, coming out. Doesn't use his blockers and doesn't even get to the 20. Get tackled at the 19.
Leave it to the chat to immediately troll my misanthrope, my misspeaking. Thank you very much. I'll be calling Queen City Gladiators pretty soon too. Pretty sure about that. Yeah.
Where's Queen City?
Where's Queen City anyway? I recently informed it was Buffalo.
Here's to give to Jet Zero, and he gets stopped in the line of scrimmage for no gain. So both these running backs have a real hard time getting going. 4 carries for 3 yards for 0.
Yeah, and that's an emerging key to the game. If Jet Zero can't get off the schneid here a little bit, I really like Atlanta's chances. If they keep him bottled up, they turn Queen City into a more one-dimensional team. Oh!
Here's offside free play.
They'll take the 5
Zero
yards.
get wrapped up for a minimal gain, but I think you're right, Rick, they'll take the penalty yardage.
Yeah, they'll call that a practice rep for the O-line and Jet Zero. Put that one back in the bottle.
Billy Ray Valentine trying to get ahead of the snap count, and when you're 6'5", 270, you can't exactly hide crossing the neutral zone.
Maybe he thought he heard it was Valentine's Day coming up, so could have a little free license there.
Kim Brolin, an extra tight end, joins Zero in the backfield, and Jet Zero brings the tackle. Well, they have more hats than they do people.
They do. Just kind of an old-fashioned single-wing concept there as they overwhelm the right side of Atlanta's defensive formation. one extra hat on offense than they've got defenders. It produces that first down.
Tackle, the initial tackle attempt broken was Jay Miraculous. It was Moose Papineau. The other tackle attempt was made from as Curtis catches this one for 5 yards. Set up a 2nd and 5. Caswell is now 8 of 11 for 67 yards. And Curtis has 3 grabs for 27. We have split backfield, 2 wide receivers, 1 to either side. Caswell under center, staring at an outside blitz. And he gives up the middle to 0, and it's a first down to the 48 on kind of a delay. Ross is up Atlanta, and they pick up a first down.
Well, the Rick meter is making careful notes here on this Atlanta possession.
No, this Queen City possession.
Sorry, Queen City possession. And we'll have a reading coming out shortly.
Here is Caswell. 4 wide receivers out of the empty. Now he changes the play. Indicates what he wants, and he's back to throw. Curtis again with a diving catch out of bounds. He picks up 5. That's now 4 grabs for Curtis on 5 targets.
So what happened to the Florida Swarm? Where are they? Kidding.
Yeah, it was a malprop, folks. He didn't mean any harm.
No harm. No teams were harmed in the retelling of this game.
Here's Jet Zero, follows Kent, rolls block, breaks the tackle, but picks up a first down. And Zero is now starting to get going behind the blocking prowess of that rookie fullback who was picked in the first round, 11th overall.
I guess so. They found a little something here that's starting to work for Queen City.
Under center is Caswell. 2 tight ends to one side, halfback offset. Here they throw to the halfback and breaks the tackle, breaks the second tackle, broke a third before Aquinas Shine finally brings him down.
Wow, that is your quintessential halfback run right there. Get out of my way.
Just an extra long handoff.
You can't tackle me. You can't tackle me, and you can't. Oh, the 4th guy can tackle me. That's okay.
Broke the tackle of Chris Henry. Broke the tackle of Finnegan, who already has 2 pass breakups in the game. And we have now kicked off in the other game on the SFL Twitch channel that will be receiving periodic updates from Fort Worth and Tulsa. That game is in the first one. Touchdown, breaks the tackle, and there he goes to Queen City.
Holy smoke.
He just exploded like out of a cannon, and he shoots down to the end zone.
An inspiring run on the previous play. Well, we can do more of that, he says.
He just gave it up the middle as a trap, followed his blockers, ran over to safety again, and he was off to the races. What a nasty stiff arm.
Excellent run.
And James Troll, extra point, can make this a tie game. Booker Repka is the holder. And Troll's extra point is up and good. So with 5:35 to go in the first half, we're all tied at 10 here at Conpro Field in Buffalo.
Hey, you know, the SFL is bigger and better than ever, and you can keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, SFL Social has you covered.
Like a blanket, as Ochoa on the return gets bottled up at the 24. No, that's Morgan, rather, for Atlanta. My mistake.
Yeah. No worries.
And that drive,
Tell us about that drive.
9 plays, 75 yards, 28-yard rushing touchdown from Jet Zero, who is now 8 carries, 55 yards, and that 1 touchdown. Brian Dynasty under center. He's back to throw. Fires deep.
Ooh.
Knocked away beautifully on the play by Reigns, the cornerback out there, number 25. Second down.
Hey, we had talked about the Rick meter a little bit ago, and Rick meter team was watching that previous Queen City drive to see if Atlanta would stop them and hold serve. I was thinking about an Atlanta lean, but with the Queen City score to even the game, Rick meter's still officially on neutral.
Look at all these defenders in the box, Rick. Perfect time for a pass. But no, they elect for Hollywood. Brandon explodes up the middle. BDG Hollywood with his best run of the day picks up about 12 to the 38.
Yeah, you know, with what they had 9 or 10 defenders all within a couple yards of the line of scrimmage. We're going to look at it here. Once you get past that first line of defense, you can crack off a good run, and that's exactly what happened.
And Eric Barkley, he calls the offensive plays on his own. He's the head coach, but he has Albert begin to assist him with the defense in kind of a co-coordinator role. And right now, this defense is a bit on their heels as they were rocked by that last run. This is a Bryant Dynasty pass. One-handed catch over the middle by Boo Chisholm. As Dynasty is now up to 130 passing yards on 13 of 14 passing.
I'll get another look at it here, and Chisholm is obviously no rook, and he knows there's a soft spot in the secondary over the middle, and he wanders his way out there innocently and winds up with the pigskin.
There's a look at Siege Falco.
The Austrian hitmaker, Falco.
3 grabs for 20 yards for Siege. Deep drop for Dynasty.
There it is.
Threw an interception to Afalabi, the well-traveled linebacker who's been in the league 8 years. This is 3rd season with Queen City.
He gives the weak incomplete sign there, as he knows he really should have caught that ball. He'll do a perfunctory celebration and kick himself as he heads back to his defensive assignment here.
Queen City playing their famous press man. Here's Dynasty back to throw. Fires it out to Todd. And Will Todd has yardage up to the 38-yard line to set up a 3rd and 3. You know, we see a lot of these teams going with the second tight end, and it's interesting, Rick, to see how these teams use the second tight end. Some of it used as a blocking guy, and one as a receiving guy, where Atlanta has both guys doing receiving and blocking. As Hollywood picks up the first down to the 33, and there you look at his average. It's 4 yards a carry even.
That's not too bad. He can do better, though, and I'm sure he'll get on his teammates about helping him do that here, especially at halftime. Wow.
Dynasty in an empty shotgun. He's back to throw. Slant over the middle. Tipped in the air. Nearly caught on the deflection. Pass intended for Falco, but Wooding almost had it on a ricochet.
You know, you were talking, Colin, about the tight ends, and I don't know if we'll see the assignment here. We'll get a field level. Sorry, but they had 4 wide, and they sent the tight end out in the pattern. They had 5 people in the pattern. And for whatever reason, they ended up finding the one guy that had 3 defenders around him. But you're talking about the tight ends earlier, Colin, and you know, football is about X's and O's. It's about execution and strength and speed, all that stuff. But once you get past all that, it's about deception. Football is a game of deception, and 2 double tight ends really confuses the defense sometimes. There's a nice throw.
Pass complete to Wooding. As once again he beats his man in coverage. That time it was Sean Moore, the rookie outside linebacker. 2nd round pick, 32nd overall, out of the Ottawa Cavalry.
You know, defenses, if you haven't run a double tight end set or haven't run it frequently, and you throw that into a game, the defense doesn't know. Are they both blocking? Are they both receiving? Is one going to block? Is one going to receive? And pretty soon you're thinking about that, and you're not thinking about all the other.
Dynasty on the move, throws, and it's knocked away. Reigns again, pass intended for Falco.
Reigns has been all over the field on this drive with his second important defensive play, Colin.
At 2nd and 10. Ball on the Corsair 20. So look at Reigns, the veteran corner. He's been with the team. This is now his 5th season. Oh, with Queen City. And Hollywood gets stopped on line of scrimmage for no gain by Alpha Lobby and Moore.
Yeah, they Hollywood had the unfortunate happenstance to have his number called right when they had a blitz coming from the end, and he just ran right around the O-line and helped make the tackle.
Empty shotgun again for Dynasty. He throws down the middle, knocked away.
I thought that was a surefire hit.
Crow knocked it out of the air. Didn't see who the pass was intended for. And Sammy Steele on to try the field goal attempt.
Atlanta looking to take the advantage here in the last couple minutes of the second quarter.
And Sammy Steele already made one field goal today. Let's see if he can make another. This one from the right ash. Out of Olaf Harris. Snap. Bop. And kick is good from 37 yards away. And Atlanta now leads 13-10 with 2:14 left. And let's go to the SFL studios for a game break.
Thanks, Colin. A 14-play drive gets things going for Fort Worth to start.
Yeah, Fort Worth comes out, methodical, over 6-minute drive, caps it off with a Jason Williams 4-yard touchdown run. They go up early in this game, 7-0.
Tulsa will get the ball for the first time. Coming up, Fort Worth leads by 7. Back to Colin, Rick, Phil, Greg, everyone else in Buffalo.
Christopher Ochoa on the return. Will only get up back to the 19. And the Corsairs now find themselves down by 3. They can run one more play before the 2-minute warning. For Fort Worth, that touchdown is rather notable because they kicked 3 field goals in their game last week versus Louisiana, won 9-7. That's their first touchdown in quite some time.
Oh, my. Well, they punched it in with style.
Here's Caswell under center. Turns, gives to 0, and 0 is immediately met in the hole. We reached the 2-minute warning. Atlanta out in front by 3, 13-10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 4 to Fan. Welcome back to Conpro Field in Buffalo, New York. The hometown Corsairs down by 3, 13-10 to the Atlanta Swarm. It was second and 9 on their own 20. AJ Caswell under center. Jet Zero is the single back in the backfield. Here to get the 0, and he loses a yard as Joshua Williams makes the hit for a loss.
Hey, we're coming up on halftime, and I want to let everybody know coming up on the SFL halftime report, Cameron Urban and Mike St. Green analyze the first half, provide updates on Tulsa, Fort Worth. Wait for that. And we'll sit down with Arizona linebacker B.J. Lovelace. It's all coming up on the SFL halftime report.
At 3rd down and 10 for the Corsairs. And they'll throw an out route. That'll be caught, but it'll be 6 yards short of the sticks. Catch made by Chris Curtis. Not the best execution in the world there.
Got one of two things. Got out of bounds, but short of the first down marker. So we're going to see Atlanta with the ball again?
The answer is yes.
Yes, we are. Are we going to see Atlanta with the ball again? Yes, we are.
Morrison standing around his own 6-yard line. And the fair catch is called at the 42. And that's where Atlanta will start with 1:24 left, full complement of timeouts at their disposal.
And you got to believe their big hitter weapons, Chisholm, Hollywood, are going to be called upon here. Minute 24, at least try and get them in position for a field goal, if not more, Colin. They got a little goal line showing here in midfield.
They got tight formation. Dynasty throws out to Wooding. 5-yard pickup, and here we go. No, that was Chisholm, rather. 2nd and 5, and here we go with the hurry up. Now they give off to Hollywood. Hollywood has room. In fact, he outran his blockers and will stop just short of the first down.
It sure looked like he got it with the spin move. But it was that same formation. Instead of throwing, they handed it off to their other horse.
Now they'll throw. This time they'll throw Hollywood. He picks up the first down, but manages to stay in bounds somehow thanks to...
He automatically goes to the spin move back to the inside of the field, momentarily forgetting he needs to stop the clock.
They have all 3 timeouts still as Dynasty throws it out to Mitchell O'Brien. O'Brien only picks up 1. Now they call timeout with 39 seconds left.
That everybody tried hard, but that was a worthless play. They got maybe a half yard, and they had to burn a timeout, and they burned it down.
Here they have 2nd and 9 from the 43. Clock stopped, 39 seconds left. Dynasty throws over the middle. Siege Falco trying to break free.
Oh, another third.
Like 3rd and very short. Dynasty. Now we're wasting a few seconds there, just sitting there at the line. And it's intercepted. Ted Haynes up the deflection.
Oh, the one thing you didn't want to happen besides a sack is a turnover. Look at that.
Pass intended for Wooding, and Afalabi had other ideas, though. Redirected the ball to his teammate.
You know, he wasn't even really open, and the safety was coming over for help, too, which he obviously didn't see. And that's just a disappointing play by the Atlanta Swarm, and see if Queen City decides to take a shot.
Caswell under center. Quick drop. Slant over the middle. Incomplete. Curtis, the intended receiver, but the defender had tighter coverage.
Well, that was not the deep throw you were looking for. Pump that ball down the field and either maybe get a catch or a flag. Get yourself down in either in position or close to kick a field goal.
It's 2nd down with 12 seconds left. They empty the backfield. They go to the out route at the top of the field, and it only nets them 3 yards, and they have 9 seconds left. It'll be a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Right, I go back to that pick that Dynasty threw, and I'm wondering how much that unproductive play that preceded it maybe got in his head, like he's got to make something happen, and caused him to force that ball in there with the turnover.
And the last play of the half will be a Jet Zero run up the middle. But Quantum Shine making quick work of that. We reached halftime. It's 13-10. Swarming for. Take a look at the stats. Things are pretty even.
And nobody can really rush the ball.
Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report, along with Mike St. Green. I am Cameron Irvine. We got a good game brewing. Atlanta's interception there in the second quarter was the first non-scoring drive for Atlanta. They scored in their first three. They lead by 3. Your thoughts in the first half, Mike?
Yeah, Cam, it's been a very well-played game thus far. You know, like I said, pretty much clean up until that last drive right before the half. James Troll got things started for QCC with a field goal early. Atlanta answers back on their first drive with a touchdown. Jeff Duffy, third all-time sack leader, had a big sack to stop a drive there in the first half. But yeah, it's been a pretty clean game thus far. I like what Atlanta's doing. It seemed like they went back to a strategy they employed last season of getting BDG out in space, getting them the ball out in space in flats, and trying to keep Dynasty protected back there.
Yeah, Queen City's they got to be pleased too. You know, given the fact that Atlanta scored 3 times in that first half, they're only down 3, and their big players are showing up. Jet Zero with that amazing run. Chris Curtis got his milestone. Jeff Duffy is now 4 away from 100 sacks. So their stars are playing well, and they just got to keep pace.
Oh yeah, definitely a solid game from both teams thus far. I think both strategies are working right now. It's just a matter of who can execute the best in the second half.
Tulsa and Fort Worth going on in Texas right now, and here just recently, Fort Worth attempted a field goal that got blocked, and then JQ bombs it all the way down the field. I'm not sure. I think that was Manning.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was Manning. That was who's that second receiver over there?
Yeah, it's not Hume. So I'm drawing a blank as well. Hume's their third.
Corey Jones.
Corey Jones, yes.
Yeah.
The Hail Mary maker, Corey Jones. So Tulsa's now in the red zone. They're down 7-0. Got off to a slow start, but Desperado's taking advantage of some momentum right now. What have you seen out of that game so far?
Well, thus far, up until that blocked field goal, Fort Worth pretty much controlling this ball game. Had an early 14-play drive to score on the first drive. Had an interception. And up until the field goal attempt, they've been pretty much taking care of this game. And as we speak right now, Aiden Davis with a big interception right here.
I'm sure.
Looks like he may take it all the way back.
I'm sure people saw my sidearm, my side eye there as I was looking at Davis almost getting a pick 6 over there. So Fort Worth back with momentum, 7-0. Defensive ball game there. Okay, Atlanta, Queen City. This game is tight. 1-time champion Atlanta, 4-time champion Queen City. These teams know each other well. Well, the 11th meeting. How do you see this shaking out in the second half? What's going to be the difference?
Oh, wow. Probably like what we just saw at the end of the first half there. Whoever controls the turnover battle, or whoever wins the turnover battle is probably going to win this game, it looks like.
All right, well, before we send it back to Buffalo, Mike and I sat down with Arizona linebacker B.J. Lovelace, and while he was up in his, what did he say? His attic.
Up in his attic.
Yeah, up in his attic, trying to get out of the cold. The Chicago native freezing up there in the Midwest. So despite all that, we were able to catch up with him, see what's going on with him. His Arizona Scorpions take on London later this afternoon. And let's see what he had to say as he approaches a big milestone. We're here today with Arizona linebacker B.J. Lovelace, Chicago native. Welcome to the program, BJ. Happy to have you.
Thanks, Cam. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
good.
Yeah, we're doing good. You were in you've been in radio in the past. You've been teammates with Mike St. Green in the past. You've got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool history, and that's where I want to start, BJ. You are 51st all time in tackles with 526, and here over the next week or two, you're going to move into the top 50 in career tackles. That's crazy to think because I remember talking to you when you first joined the league. You've been here for a few years. What does it feel like to be a veteran now and somebody that's going to be in SFL lore as you go along, getting milestones?
Hey, man, it's an amazing accomplishment, man. I remember when I first jumped on the Discord, and now I'm here 6 seasons later. It's crazy. Moving into the top 50. It's gonna match my jersey number, so I got to get something made to commemorate that as well. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, BJ, what you guys talk about, you guys start coming from, with this season. I know expectations were high or are high in Arizona this year. You guys have started out 1-1 and actually have played 2 of the most exciting games of the season thus far. How do you feel about the start this season?
Well, I don't think my heart can handle many more of these. As you know, we're a high-strung locker room. We're very active, very vocal. I know you've seen us on game days, man. It's fun, man. And that Baltimore game was down to the wire, and then last week was down to the wire. So, and Charleston's a hell of a team, but we pulled that victory out. So far it's been fun. Let's keep on winning.
Yeah, it's a tough division over there. A surprising result from that division as well is that Sioux Falls is 0-2 to start that division, start the season off. And Las Vegas being 2-0, that's probably, maybe flip-flopping the way people would probably think it would happen. Tough game coming up this week. First home game for Arizona. London coming to town. How do you feel about that matchup?
Oh man, it's a matchup we're looking forward to, man. Going back all the way to rookie progression days of mine, and I've had conversations with London and guys like that, and then you got the Hands brothers who have a history with London as well. So it's definitely going to be a matchup that we're looking forward to, and it's open. It's a home opener, so that's always a positive.
Good point about the Hands brothers too. I forgot a long time ago they used to play there in London.
Yeah, and they're ready for this matchup. They are ready for it. They're like, we gotta win this game. They're not the most vocal guys in the locker room, but when they saw London on the schedule, they're like, we gotta win this game.
And they balled out last week, so they're coming off of a great game, and so that'll be fun. You play in Eddie Gage's defense, and Eddie Gage in this league is a defensive mind. He's a Hall of Fame player. I'm sure he'll go in the Hall of Fame as an owner or a coach someday. And he's just the defensive mind. He's a defensive guru. What's it like playing for a defensive coach? I know that you were in Houston for a few years. They had good defense there as well, but Eddie is known for that. What's it like playing in that on that style of team?
Man, me and Eddie come from similar backgrounds, as he's going to tell this story, and I'm going to tell this story 100 times over. We come from similar backgrounds. We believe in similar things, similar schemes when it comes to defense and football in general. Chicago Bears defense, yeah, but and he's a defensive guru. I don't think too many. I don't think too many sentences can be made with Eddie Gage and defense not followed shortly behind each other. So it's always fun to play an Eddie Gage defense.
Thanks for joining us today here on the SFL Halftime Report. We'll see London and Arizona later today on FTF bonus coverage against the London Knights. BJ, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining us.
Peace.
Oh, Mike, he just had to bring up the Chicago Bears. He knows how big of a Wisconsinite I am. But no, BJ's a great guy, and I think Eddie Gage's in the Houston area today to check out his game against London. So Arizona, Loveless mentioned the Hands brothers playing their former team. Big game later on. It's you can catch out the game in full on the SFL Twitch channel.
Yeah. Arizona, London is going to be a huge game for both teams, both 1-1. Definitely not looking to go, under 500 and be looking up in either division right now.
Yeah, for both those teams that missed the playoffs last year, 2-1 would be huge. All right, Atlanta 13, Queen City 10. We'll get you back out for the second half of your game from Buffalo. Coming up next, you're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans.
Welcome back to Buffalo, New York. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup. Rick Northrup is on color today.
Colorful. Good afternoon. Well, as we get this second half started, Colin, I mentioned in the chat the Rick meter is still neutral. Somebody please win the Rick meter.
James Troll, that kickoff to Atlanta, and the return up over the 20. I'll mark him down at the 24. That's where the swarm will start.
Hey, Colin, if you're just new to this and you're not on the chat, how do you get on the chatter?
You go on, we're on FTF Next Twitch chat on twitch.tv/FTFnext. You'll find all of the community there. Tons of players, coaches, and owners. As Bryant Dynasty lines up in the shotgun. First play of the second half is a pass to Jamal Wooding, and Wooding will pick up 7 yards to set up second 3 for Dynasty. See the numbers for him there. Caswell up to 93 yards.
There's a good first down play. Gives them some options here on second down. And interestingly enough, most of the drives for Queen City in the first half, Colin, featured a jet toner handoff on the first play of, I think, every drive.
You mean Jet Zero?
Jet Zero. Did I say jet toner? Sorry.
As the throw over the middle is complete to Siege Falco, and that's a first down to the 43.
Too many things in my head today.
Dynasty starting it off like he did the first part of the game. First part of the game, he was 8 for 8. So far, he's 2 for 2 in this half. There's Dynasty. In the empty shotgun, all by himself. Hollywood flex out as a third wide receiver. First and 10 from the 43. He throws over the middle, caught. Again, it's Wooding. He picks up 6. Queen City leads this series 8-2. This is a 4th straight meeting in Buffalo. And the Corsairs, at home in this series, have lost only once. They're 5-1. At home.
At home.
I formation, deep back is Hollywood. Dynasty changes to play. 2 tight ends in the formation. Here's to get Hollywood. Second man through. Oh, he nearly picked up the first down. They'll say he got 3.5. That'll be a third and less than a yard.
Third and inches. It's the closest you can scientifically be to having a first down without actually having a first down. Look at that.
Now they line up everyone on the line.
That's a first down play right there.
Hollywood will pick up the first down with ease, so they'll most likely decline the penalty.
Exactly, as he picks up more than the 5 free yards that Queen City was granting them.
Another neutral zone infraction, second today. First on the Corsairs. Jeff Duffy is got a little too eager back there.
Well, this is a nifty little drive so far by Atlanta. And we talked earlier, I had blathered on about really it's a game of deception and disguise. And I think Queen City's defense is a little on their heels right now.
They run the same plays they did on the first down. This will be out of bounds as Hollywood is now up to 7 grabs for 49 yards. Wooding has 5 for 53 and a touchdown.
They're trying to set something up with that. I can't figure that out. Maybe someone in the chat has got a better thought than I do on why they keep running that. Maybe it's nothing more nefarious than just trying to hopefully get him to be able to break a tackle and get him in the open space.
Blitz being shown from the left side by Queen City. Jared Crow says, enough of this.
It's become cartoonish for Queen City as they have defended that a little better each time Queen City's run it in this drive.
A 3rd and 10. Ball is on the 38 as the Tulsa Desperados are now on the scoreboard against Fort Worth. It's 14-3 in that game over on the Twitch channel.
Uh-oh, there we go.
And the throw down the middle is intercepted. It's Solomon Crow, the linebacker. But wait a minute, we have a flag down on the play. I saw the official throw his hands up in the air.
I don't know. Was that before or after the interception? We will see.
I think it was after the interception. This is going to be a clipping call. A clipping call on Jeff Duffy. So 2 penalties committed by Duffy on this drive. This one is costly because it'll cost his team field position.
But it doesn't cost him possession, so I guess it's okay, eh?
That'll put the ball all the way back at the 16-yard line.
It does take it out of the hands of Atlanta, who was putting something together there. We'll have to go back and think about what they did while their defense takes the field. Ow!
Out route to Curtis. He picks up 4 yards.
Oh,
But that could have been real dangerous.
that could have been real bad.
2nd and 6.
It's a good quality item there, Clark.
Blake Hamrack on the coverage. Bubba Kimbrell, the fullback in the backfield, offset. He'll block for 0. Breaking a couple tackles. Will pick up 3 yards. Instead of a 3rd and 1. And for the Corsairs today, they've had difficulty converting on 3rd down. They're just 1 for 6, but they only need a yard here. 3 men in the backfield, including an extra tight end. Here's you get to 0. 3rd man through the line. He won't get there. He broke the tackle, Henry, but Finnegan came up from the side and knocked him down a yard short.
Well, they're trying to look for a cutback lane, and Atlanta just keeps stringing them out. Good defense there, and good holding your water by and assignments by the Atlanta defense as they stone him on that 3rd down attempt.
Now they're 1 for 7. Morrison out for a punt.
Uh-oh.
And it's nearly blocked. Morgan will get tackled at the 40. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Don't go anywhere. Atlanta's still up 13-10 over Queen City. Welcome back to Buffalo, New York. The Atlanta Swarm are out in front 13-10. Their last 2 drives have ended in interceptions as Bryant Dynasty throws. It's complete to Jamal winning a one-handed catch, but a 3-yard pickup as Dynasty is now at 207. And you see the touchdown pass there.
Well, the previous possession that ended in an interception for Atlanta, they had, as I said, a nice little drive going, and I think they had Queen City guessing a little bit on defense. Let's see if we can get back to that here.
Bump coverage from the Corsairs. Throw it to Falco. He'll only pick up 2 to set up a 3rd and 5.
Hey, you know, we're excited to have this game underway, but it's not too early to start talking about next weekend. And next Saturday, Week 4 begins on the 11 Sports Network and the FTF Twitch channel. It's going to be 2 divisional showdowns. First in the East, Dynasty meets Pickler in a QB clash when Atlanta faces Louisiana, followed by a Western tilt, favorite word, between Denver and Arizona. Bonus coverage includes Charlestown visiting D.C. and Los Angeles traveling cross-country to face Florida. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. in the East. The SFL and 11 Sports football season is only just beginning.
4th and 2 as Hollywood only managed to pick up 3 of the 5 yards he needed. And the crowd picks up a chant of defense as the Swarm have lined up to go for it. Let's see if this turns out to be a staring.
Please don't do this with you in the second half. You need these timeouts. Or just snap the ball.
Oh, they do it anyway. They call time. Come back to later.
Oh, boy, and the Rick Meter staff does a collective face palm on that one. It is still on neutral, waiting for somebody to grab the brass ring. And as the Rick Meter is and feels that the SFL plays its games for its glory, but that's not true. But that's how it feels, and it is dying here as nobody's taking control of this game, Colin.
Yeah, it's just everybody's kind of held serve.
I mean, I know Atlanta fans, if the game ended this, in this play, you're winning, but really, it's still sort of an in-doubt issue.
As Ochoa turns it up to the 21-yard line.
Colin, it's not like either of these teams lack any weapons.
No, especially Queen City. They have a veteran team. They only have a rookie fullback. These are all guys that they've taken and sort of homegrown.
It's a good roster on both sides of the ball. And here we go.
As Caswell out to 0 and Jet 0 knocked out of bounds after 4 yards of the 2nd 6.
I don't know. I kind of sort of asked rhetorically to our broadcast team and the crowd in the chat. I mean, have we seen either team throw deep? I mean, truly throw deep yet? I think the answer is no.
Deezer Powell, who hasn't had so much as even a target, has been blanked on the stat sheet. Coming in, he had only 20 grabs. It's Jet 0 there, gets a big run. And Chris Henry tackles him down at the 45.
Thank you, Mr. Zero. That's an exciting run. Kind of catches Atlanta there. Not quite prepared for that.
It's Matthews Jr. with a brilliant block, as well as the rookie Kimbrell, the fullback. There's Deezer Powell. Spent the previous 5 years with the Louisiana Revolution when they were the New Orleans Pharaohs.
Uh-oh.
As the throw almost.
You knew that was going to be trouble the minute he looked that way.
And 6 of the 10 meetings in these series between these two squads have been decided by 7 points or less. So the fact that it's a 3-point game now is, it's par for the course.
it's on brand, as the kids say these days.
High formation. 2nd and 10. Caswell, quick drop, fires out to 0-0. Trying to get ahead of steam, breaks the tackle. and only picks up 2.
Yeah, you can't blame Zero on that one. He got very little help from his receivers that were supposed to be blocking downfield. As a good chunk of the secondary comes up to stop him near the line of scrimmage.
Tackle made by Chris Henry. 3rd and 8. Caswell steps up, fires down the field. It's caught. It's James Matthew Jr. and the tight end scores. Touchdown, Queen City.
Jimmy Matt, love it. There's that long pass.
Ask and ye shall receive.
And with that, Queen City jumps into the lead and jumps into the good graces of the Rick meter, which is now going lean Queen City.
Blake Hamrick trying to make a play on the ball. Tried to swat at it with one hand, but to no avail. And James Stroll trying the extra point. Make it a 4-point game. A 54-yard touchdown pass. As the extra point is up and good. It's now 17-13 with 3:03 left.
We don't get a replay on that, but I would like to see the reverse angle on that snap back to the holder, because it seemed to take a long time before the kicker was able to make his advance to strike the ball.
So that drive ends explosively for the Corsairs. 5 plays, 80 yards, and a 54-yard touchdown. Only the second of the season for Caswell, as Morgan had to run back all the way to his 1 to field that, as he was up a little further, but still manages to get out to the 20.
Well, 2020 hindsight is always 2020. Probably should have just run back, taken a knee, as he cannot get out anywhere near the 20.
No, he got to.
Oh, he got my mistake. He did get to the 20. Good job, young man.
And for Atlanta, all of a sudden they find themselves trailing for the first time in a while since it was 3-0 Queen City.
Unbalanced line.
Hollywood straight up the middle, spins, almost broke Moore's tackle as he gets down to the 35.
We'll go back to that single wing concept again with that unbalanced line. He ends up going right up the middle, but they've got a lot of blockers there, and the Red Sea parts.
Broke the tackle of Kappa Jones, and Hollywood, if he'd broken Moore's tackle, probably could have gone even further.
And there was more yardage to be gained. As it was, nice run.
And again, they go double tight ends, one side I formation. They run to the 2 tight end side, and Hollywood, his blockers didn't quite set that up perfectly, as he's now 11 carries, 47 yards. He had 16 carries all last week, so at least he's getting on track for more touches here.
Who am I to second guess Hollywood? But he might have been, or supposed to have been, or maybe opted to run off tackle into the B gap instead of trying to go around the end there.
He gets the carry again and picks up 2 to set up a 3rd and 8. Tackled in the back by Crow.
Because it didn't look like the left side of the formation was focused on, setting the edge. As there were 2.5 Corsairs out there waiting for him. I think he was supposed to, or maybe should have, run it up the middle.
3rd and 8. Dynasty in the shotgun. He's back to throw. Fires over the middle. Complete to Jamal Wooding. The 47. And the big tight end has another first down for Atlanta as they convert on 3rd.
Well, you've called his name and number quite a bit so far in the game, Colin.
It's the 15th first down of the game for Atlanta.
And how many catches for Wooding?
And for Mr. Wooding, that is his 7th catch for 68 yards.
Yeah, thought so.
15 first down. This will be play number 53 of the game for Atlanta. Full hand off to the fullback. First man through, Mitchell O'Brien picks up 2. David Tilley, man to initially stop him for Queen City, the defensive tackle. Second down and 8 for Atlanta. Under center's Dynasty, one receiver to side. He's back to throw, has a clean pocket to throw, fires, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Todd. There's a flag down. We'll have to check the flag. Well, Todd is separated from the ball.
Holding, number 73.
Oh, we have offensive holding on the tackle. Todd Boyd, number 73, trying to hold one of those defensive ends back. And that'll make him march backwards.
It's a frustrating play. Sorry for the Swarm. As you said, it moves them back to 2nd and 18. As everybody knows, that is not on schedule, as our English friends would say.
From the 39, Brian in the shotgun. He throws out to Boo Chisholm. That's his 5th catch on all 5 targets. He picks up 10 to set up 3rd and 8.
3rd and better than nothing as they get close. That is makeable. See what the Swarm have dialed up on this one.
Now they go empty shotgun again. Trips to the bottom. Corsair corners playing toward the stick. Bryant hit as he throws the ball. Wooding with the spinning one-handed catch down to the 19. And that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
As Dynasty, hit by David Tilley, completes the pass. The Wooding spinning down. And as we reach the end of the 3rd, it's 17-13 Atlanta. You're watching Queen City. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Welcome back to the start of the 4th quarter. As the Atlanta Swarm are down by 4. 17-13 to the hometown Queen City Corsairs. I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup. And BJ Hollywood gets the carry and he finds room. Picks up 8 yards down to the 11. Only 2nd and 2.
You know, credit where credit's due. I had kind of called him out for maybe missing the execution of that one running play to the left side a couple plays ago. and he takes that little deceptive inside handoff, and he gets through the line, and then he cuts and finds some room and turns in a great play.
2nd and 2. Dynasty again to throw. This screen off to Hollywood's worked well, and it'll work this time for a 1st and goal down to the 5.
Nice job.
And for Dynasty, that the pass before that last one was a 31-yarder. That has to be a top 10 play of the week. Dynasty changes to play at the line of scrimmage. Here's the give up the middle to Mitchell O'Brien down to the 3-yard line. That's literally 2nd and goal. Tackle made by Crow, and we've called his name quite a bit today. He's 10 tackles, 1 TFL, an assisted tackle, of course 1 pass deflection and an interception.
Wow, I know we've called his name a lot, but 10. How many is 10? That's big.
2nd and goal from the 3. 2 wide receivers to the same side. Dynasty gives to Hollywood. Oh! He was going to break through, but no.
Hollywood feeling his oats. Had sort of an impression of inevitability there on that handoff, but good job, Queen City. Stone him on that play.
3rd and goal. Ball now back to the 5. Here's the good to O'Brien up the middle. Oh, he only gets down to the 2.
Well, here's an interesting call. Boy, Mark Chisholm makes the big money. He's got to make this call, a field goal, and you're still behind, although it's a 1-point game.
And they elect to take their 3 points.
Put some points on the board. They've got confidence in their defense.
Their defense has gotten stops when they need to today. High snap, but Sammy Steele splits the 6 from 18 to make it a 17-16 ball game.
How terrible would that have been if they'd have missed that field goal, Colin? Yikes. Well, good job.
With 8:26 to go. Both these teams looking to get above 500. Only one of them can today. Ochoa on the return. Spins up to the 22-yard line. What'll be 1st and 10 for Queen City. Now on their last offensive drive, Corsairs went 5 plays, 80 yards, a 54-yard touchdown pass to James Matthew Jr. Jet Zero, you see his numbers, 81 yards on 14 totes of the ball for a solid average. We get an offside free play deep down the field to Curtis. Is knocked away by Hamrack, but it won't matter as we will have a neutral zone infraction penalty, yet another one.
Kind of a, not a super clean game, but the penalties weren't really getting in the way, and here they come.
And we have the rookie fullback in the chat asking, where's the Rick meter? He wants to know.
The Rick meter. The Rick meter is still leaning Queen City Corsairs at this point, even with that Atlanta drive and field goal. If Atlanta had been able to score a touchdown on that drive, we'd probably be back to neutral or maybe even favoring Atlanta. But at this point, no evidence to change.
Jet Zero on the carry, and 1st and 5 broke a tackle, but couldn't break the second one as Moose Apano bringing the wood. It's 2nd and 2, and clock now ticks under 8 minutes to go. I formation, 2 receivers to the bottom, Curtis in the slot, Powell to the very bottom of your picture. Here's the give up the middle to Zero. He picks up the 1st down to the 34.
If you're part of the Queen City Nation, the best outcome that you can think of is for this drive to chew up a few more minutes and end in a touchdown. thereby making it an 8-point game and forcing Atlanta to have to score the 2-pointer in addition to the touchdown just to tie. We'll see what happens as they're still on the minus side of the field.
Caswell, quick drop. Down he goes for the sack. It's a 3-yard loss, combo sack made by both Williams and number 21 for Atlanta, Corey Mickens, the reserve free safety.
Yeah, Caswell must not have seen that collapsing because he's a vet. He knows if nobody's open, clock in his head has to go off. He's got to just throw the ball out of bounds, but gets surprised maybe on that one.
Caswell, quick drop again. Throws him in the middle, and there he is. Welcome to the ball game, Deezer Powell. That's his first catch of the day. For 4 yards, set up a 3rd and 6.
I agree with you, Colin. It'd been nice if they could have got him involved earlier than the fourth quarter. But now that they've broken the seal on him, maybe he can add to their potential success here.
3rd and 6. Corsairs only converting 1 3rd down today. Let's see if they can get another, and they will! This time it's the Powell for the first down. So after going almost 3 quarters without even so much as a target, he gets back-to-back targets here late in the 4th. So we have a bunch formation. Fullback is in there in the bunch. Number 24, Kimbrell. I can see him down there. Caswell down. He picked out by Blake Hamrick. And the veteran corner should have probably had that one.
Yeah, and that was a mistake because if Caswell just lofts that up, rainbows it a little bit, he had a man behind him, behind the defender for a nice gain, a tidy little gain, as they would say. Atlanta saying, hey, we're not dead yet.
2nd and 10. Receiver in the wing net is Powell. Instead to give out the 0, and 0 is in trouble in the backfield, and he'll lose the yard. He's now down to 88.
Trouble in the backfield. Sounds like a chapter of one of your books. Yeah, you knew 0 was in trouble as you saw him start to wander around in a curly-Q fashion, just trying to make something out of nothing, as he identified himself being dead to rights.
3rd and 11. Caswell, 6-step drop, fires down the field. This time it is intercepted. It's Moose Papineau. He's coming back the other way. He's got only 1 man to beat. That's the tight end who tackles him at the 24.
Oh, no. Oh. Boy, Colin Papineau, what a great play. And a solid run back, too.
As the Moose was turned loose, pass intended for Deezer Powell.
Showing a little RB instincts and just heads for the sideline. He knows enough to do that and run for his life. Gets it down to the Queen City 24. And you can tell.
That's the first pick of the day for Caswell coming in. He had 6 interceptions and only 1 touchdown. He threw 1 today, so he has 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. To score. Gets down all the way down to the 5 as the clock ticks under 5 minutes to go.
Clearly, word of being out of favor with the Rick meter reached the Atlanta bench as they spring to life on defense and offense.
Good block by O'Brien. Spin moving to Ole. Haynes with the tackle. We're down to the 5. 1st and goal, and they line up in split backs with the receiver tight to the wing. Here is the give to O'Brien. He tries to find room, but he can't. Down at the line of scrimmage as clock ticks under 4:30 and counting to go. Tina Begin on the tackle. Spent last year with Houston, did miss Begin before joining her spouse Alfred. Atlanta taking time off the clock here as the play clock winds under 10. Here's to get a Hollywood, trying to find room, and he cannot. He is stopped on the line of scrimmage for no gain.
I get that Hollywood should be able to run it in, but maybe a little too conservative here.
Sean Moore with the big stick.
And Queen City, after working so hard to get the lead back, really upset about being down here with their backs to the goal line, Colin.
Now they go empty shotgun on 3rd and goal from the 5. We'll see a pass. Just what kind of pass, we don't know. A slant over the middle, touchdown! Jamal Wooding on a touchdown pass.
Wooding, what a dude. What a dude, Colin.
And for the second time today, Bryant Dynasty says aloha to the end zone. And like you called early, there will be a 2-point conversion to try and make this 24-17. We got an offside, and so Atlanta will get another shot.
Yeah, from 1 yard closer. Closer.
Trying to go to their money player Hollywood didn't work that time. The call is on Digger Graves, the other defensive end, 6'5", 285, second-year player. So they'll try from the 1 yard line.
Do they have the sneak in their offensive package this week, Colin?
I don't know. Let's see if they did put it in. This ball will be spotted from the 1. Formation looks very familiar.
There's only one linebacker and one over. You could sneak it, but they're throwing it easy.
It's a Hollywood for the 2. So with 3:31 to go in the game, it's now 24-17. Atlanta on top. Let's go to Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green in the SFL studios for a game break. What do you have for us, fellas?
Thanks, Colin. Well, no need for bonus coverage when Fort Worth's putting it away.
Yeah, Colin. Yes, Cam. JQ looking into the end zone there to try to get Tulsa back into this ball game, but Ben Stone comes up with a big interception, and Fort Worth up big late in the 4th quarter.
Fort Worth's defense has given up just 13 points in the last 2 weeks. Back to Buffalo with Colin and Rick.
Thanks, Cam, as Ochoa gets sandwiched at the 21 yard line. His squad is now down by a full touchdown.
Indeed. So the pressure's on as we've gone under 4 minutes, noted earlier. And the Rick meter, this just in from the Rick meter staff, it swung from lean Queen City to lean Atlanta. Lean Atlanta, this just in.
And 3 defensive linemen down there as Caswell down he goes for the sack. And that's one of the member of the 4 horsemen up front on the defensive line. Billy Ray Valentine with the sack, and here we go with the Horia. 2nd and 14, Caswell. Deep down the field. Oh! Caesar Powell couldn't stay in bounds as he makes a spinning grab with one hand.
That was a really nice looking play. Just couldn't get it done in the legal field of play. Nice, quick, clean drop. And he sees the field and delivers, but OB.
Caswell in the empty again. 3rd and 14, he's back to throw. Fires out to Curtis. Hill will gain yards back to the 21 to stop 4th and 10.
Can I get an aspirin on that play? They had 4 wide receivers, plus they sent a tight end into the pattern. They had 2 guys behind the defenders, just waiting for a nice little soft touch rainbow out there down the middle of the field, and he swings it short of the line again.
And they're electing to punt.
I'm officially neutral, but I feel the Queen City fans' pain on that one.
The hang time is pretty good on this one, and Walker turns it up to the 45. Fort Worth takes the interception by Ben Stone down for a field goal attempt to make it 23-6 in that ball game there. Meanwhile, in this ball game, Atlanta looking to it away. They have 2:59 left. But the Corsairs do have all 3 timeouts at their disposal. 1st and 10, Dynasty. Swing it out to Hollywood. This is a score they did for the 2-point conversion. And he picks up yardage to the 42.
Queen City still can't defend it, and look for Queen City to start using their timeouts should Atlanta make any more progress here on the plus side of the field.
Ball's on the 42-yard line of the Corsairs.
Hey, real quick, I know we talked about next Saturday. Don't forget about next Sunday on the For the Fans Network. The 3-0 St. Louis Gladiators are off to their best start in franchise history and host the unbeaten Vancouver Legion in a huge matchup of 2 old franchises on the rise. Lone Star tries to right the ship and starts the doubleheader against Jacksonville. Bonus coverage includes London, Baltimore, and San Diego, Carolina. Coverage starts at 4:30 in the East. The SFL on For the Fans. Football season is only just beginning. Look at that play, Colin.
And Solomon Crow with yet another tackle. This guy, he has to be at... We've reached the 2-minute warning. Atlanta in front 24-17. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Back here in Buffalo, the Swarm have the ball, 2nd and 9 on the Corsair 42, up 24-17. This will be another swing pass out to Hollywood. Hollywood has to stay in bounds, and he will. And timeout called with 1:54 to go. It's 3rd and 9. It's a throw in the middle of the first down. Caught. Timeout, Queen City with 1:48 left. Let's send it to Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for a game break.
Mike Forworth officially put it away now. Adam Leach.
Yeah, JQ struggles continues. Adam Leach with a big pick right here. Takes it all the way back 70 yards to put the stamp on this ball game. 30-6, Fort Worth.
They rout Tulsa and improve to 2-1. Meanwhile, Queen City's got to play the clock here. Back to Buffalo.
Well, Brian Dynasty just took a knee after that first down completion to Falco. Clock stopped at 1:47. Corsairs now all out of timeouts. For Atlanta, they will move to 2-1. Corsairs fall to 1-2.
Hey, coming up on the SFL postgame show, Cameron Irvin and Mike St. Green will analyze today's football games plus what's coming up later today. It's all coming up on the SFL postgame show. Stay tuned for that.
Of course, it's a busy day of football. Not only the action we have here, but that big game, that NFL championship game, the whatchamacallit is going on.
Yeah, that other league.
Tampa Bay.
Here we go. Take a knee here and then kick the field goal, I guess.
I guess.
Not sure what they were doing. It's not quite enough time to burn the clock. Must be the plan.
This will be marked on the 34.
+7 is 41 for 51-yard attempt.
This will be 51 yards for Sammy Steele, the left-footed kicker.
Right-footed.
Right-footed, rather.
The other left foot.
Snap, spot, kick is on the way. It could be. It might be. It is good from 51 yards away. Sammy Steele outputs Atlanta in front by 10 with 25 seconds.
And all is revealed. When we came out of the break and you said they were like taking it in, I'm like, wait, what? That math doesn't work, but this was the plan. A little bit of a risky plan, but it works. So 25 seconds to go, and Queen City down by 2 scores. 10 points, Colin. It appears that the issue is no longer in doubt, and the Rick meter goes out on a limb and leans Atlanta here.
No, solid Atlanta.
Solid Atlanta. Okay, solid. Fine. I'll take a risk.
According to Joshua Williams in the chat, he says Sammy Steele has the most field goals made at 50-plus this year of any kicker in the SFL, and it's nutty. It's easy to see why. He's got a huge leg. 20 seconds left, ball on the 19. AJ Caswell under center. He's back to throw. Quick out route to Deezer Powell. Picks up 3. It'll be second and 70. It's 179. Bryant Dynasty. Huge day for him. 295. 2 touchdowns, but more importantly for him, only 1 interception.
Let's go. Second and 7. Ball at the 22-yard line.
Second and 7. They'll go 3 wide out of the shotgun.
Oh.
Throw out of bounds is caught by Curtis, but we have a flag. We have a penalty on the field.
Holding, number 68.
We have a hold, and it's just been one of those kind of days. It's on the Corsairs, number 68, Jamison Cool, trying to block one of those ends. I believe he was lined up across from Porter.
Second and 17.
There's Curtis. He reached a personal milestone. 600 career receptions for him. So back the ball up to 12 seconds, 15 seconds left. Caswell down the middle of the field, caught by Curtis. But clock is running.
That's a nice throw and a good little slug after the catch there.
But time is run out. Atlanta wins 27-17. Post-game show coming right up, and Rick, what are your thoughts on today?
Well, you know, it was interesting, and I thought nobody was grabbing the brass ring, and Atlanta finally does in the second half. You can see the results there.
Dynasty threw, of course, that one pick to Crow, and he ran over the back judge there, as you could see on the replay. Jeff Duffy got a half sack after being shut out in terms of the sack department. Jay Matthew Jr., he had a good day. Caswell threw for 206 yards. Only threw one interception, but also threw his second touchdown pass of the year. Jet Zero finished 16 carries, 83 yards. Sean Moore, 10 solo tackles, 2 assists. Jared Crow, 12 solo tackles with 1 assist. That's 23 tackles combined between the two of them. If you would add up all their numbers together, moves Papano with a pick. Leading tackler for the Swarm in terms of total tackles is Chris Henry. He had 7 total tackles, 4 solo. Sammy Steele made 4 field goals, including that one right there.
Wooding's going to be the player of the game, don't you think, Colin?
Well, he's got to be up there. He had 104 receiving yards and 9 receptions, and both of Dynasty's touchdowns. So,
he was always timely. There we go.
11.2 yards per catch, 9 grabs, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Mr. Wooding.
Yep. Embedded in there, too, are a couple of crucial first downs or chunk plays as well.
For those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup. Thanks to Phil Cause and Greg Soto on stats. Let's send it to Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for the postgame show, as Atlanta wins 24-17.
This is the SFL postgame update. Final score from Buffalo. Queen City falls to Atlanta 27-17. Atlanta outscores the Corsairs 14-0 on the road in the fourth quarter. They used BDG Hollywood better than Queen City used Curtis and Powell and Zero and their weapons. And Atlanta is 2-1. Your thoughts, Mike?
Cam, a complete game from Atlanta today on both sides of the ball. Offense was efficient enough to get things done. Bryant Dynasty got his groove back a little bit today. 295 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns to Jamal Wooding. BDG with a solid ball game out of the receiving the ball out of the backfield as well as rushing. The defense played solid as well. Billy Ray Valentine had a couple of big sacks and a late big interception from Moose Papanow. Help Atlanta, put them ahead in that fourth quarter.
In the other game, Fort Worth, they just dominated. Tulsa had a 4th and 1 at the 1, kicked a field goal. That was a huge momentum swinger. Just too many mistakes by JQ. Curtis didn't throw any picks, and Fort Worth cruised 30-13. The final, they're now 2-1.
Yeah, aside from that first drive of the ball game, Tulsa, they couldn't get anything going the rest of that game. Fort Worth came out, controlled the ball from the beginning, went up early, never looked back.
Desperados now 0-3, so they join Sioux Falls and a couple others down there at the bottom. Well, in terms of what's coming up next, we'll have kickoff from Mexico City in just a few minutes. The Aztecs wearing their Santa Fe Gorillas throwbacks, so you're going to see them in orange and blue today. They're taking on DC in a Season 5 championship rematch when those Gorilla uniforms were donned at London, Arizona. Bonus coverage and live game break action. Here we go. I can't wait to see this rematch here.
Yeah, DC and Mexico City. DC, struggled coming out of the gate, but they do have some promising rookies on this team. Kevin Say has had a couple of solid games, as well as wide receiver Kay Marion. She's done well coming out of the gate as well. Mexico City, Hall of Famers all over the field. KL Barrett, Matt Wilson. This game is going to be a really, really good matchup here of the capital cities.
We can't wait to check it out. Kickoff is coming up in 2 minutes from Mexico, and Stephen Hacker and Robert Garrett will have that call for you after the break. This has been the SFL postgame update.